Welcome back, everybody, to Ami Athletics podcast. Woo! What a week. What a week. I don't even know where to start on this one. Honestly.
It's playoffs.
No, but forget about the playoff. First of all, I mean, I started on a high note, but really I should have started on a low note from all the literally sickening, disgusting, like, pit in your stomach news that came out of Israel. The Bibas family, then I don't want to go into it, but I just want to mention it that it should be in everyone's mind. It should be on everyone, you know, like as a people, as a nation. Ami means nation. As a nation, people should feel for one another and understand that and not be desensitized. You know, like they say that it's when you drop like a rock in the water. The ripples closest to the rock are the biggest, right? So that's how we should feel about our nation, bro. There's only 14, 15 million of us, you know, percentage-wise, you know, whatever. So everyone should, if you were able to look and see something like that and not feel affected or not feel sad or moved or something, seek help immediately. Mm-hmm. I think even WebMD will say that. Mm-hmm. But we just want to, you know, mourn the loss, okay. Hopefully we'll hear good news soon.
Amen.
And we'll climb out of this hole. I think this was the lowest point since October 7th.
Yeah. It's like Holocaust style stories we're hearing now. It's unprecedented.
Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna go to a more positive note. It's the Adler's coming up, and also we have I think we have a really cool guest with a really cool story. And don't take my word for it; you guys are gonna hear it for yourself firsthand. The story. A little bit of a mysterious guy joined the league. I call him a mysterious guy because not much people know about him. Know about him personally. They know that he's a baller, one of the top players in the league. But for all the people watching the podcast, I just want to introduce Ariel Israelov. Honestly, that's a freaking cool name.
Welcome.
How you guys doing? Ariel Israelov.
Introduce yourself outside of basketball. Where are you from? Where you grew up? How tall are you?
So I was born in Israel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Israelov.
Ramle Lud.
Ramle?
Yeah,
okay.
Around that area.
Super Bukharian place.
I don't remember too much about it. I was only like 8 years old before we moved out to America.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I'm Israeli. Israeli Bukharian. Mix.
You speak Bukharian?
No, Russian though.
You speak Russian?
Yeah.
Wow, impressive. Okay.
So we moved over here when I was 8 and then just stayed here in Brooklyn.
Okay.
That was just mainly everything I did. Went to school in Bergola.
You went to school straight to Baragola?
Yeah.
Okay.
From what grade to what grade?
From third grade to senior year.
Wow.
Third grade to senior year. Oh, so you were there?
Yeah, I was
And then
there.
what'd you do after Baragola?
Went straight to work. I did roofing for about 2 years. Yeah,
Okay.
in Jersey.
How'd that happen?
Just my cousin lived in Jersey, and I moved out with them.
Well, he's Israeli from Brooklyn. They
Yeah,
have
right.
every job under the
Yeah.
So just did roofing for 2 years, and then one day my brother was getting engaged and came
Older
out.
brother?
My older brother
Okay.
was getting engaged. Went to the Diamond
You ever
District.
came to one of your games?
No, he lives in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
He was here 2 weeks ago. I told him to come by, but he said he couldn't make it, so it's
He
okay.
doesn't like you, okay.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
So my brother was getting married. We went to buy a ring from Leori Diamonds,
Okay.
the company that I play
Yeah.
for and work for. When he went to buy the ring, I came with him, and Avi, my boss, he saw me and he offered me a job to work there.
Not Hanan.
Not Hanan, Avi.
Okay.
His older brother. His older brother offered me to work for him.
Okay.
And I told him that I'm not 100% sure if I really want to work there just because I live in Jersey now. So I didn't.
Now you live in Jersey?
No.
Oh, back
that
then.
time. Yeah, at the time I was living in Jersey. So I told him I don't know if I really want to work in the city and come back and forth. He told me, in 2 weeks, you're going to be working here. And I said, okay, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, he just literally said that. And I was like, okay. And then literally 2 weeks passed by and I gave him a call. I'm like, is that job still available?
Why? What happened?
I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to work for somebody Jewish. And Avi, when I saw him, it just looked like I could have a better life working with him.
Why?
A better career. Just because of
it's very interesting. It's very interesting that you had this. Like, I want to know what the thought process was that you were just like, no, that's not for me. To I want to work for someone Jewish. Screw this. I'm gonna figure it out.
So realistically, when I was working at the roofing company, it was just inconsistent. Like, you would have one day that you would have work, the other day you won't have work, and I just didn't like that.
Inconsistency.
So
okay.
When Avi told me like you could work for me, and I said we'll see about it, I just felt like there's something about him when he said that he's seen something in me. So I wanted to give it a chance to see what he saw in me.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm very happy I started working for him.
You are?
Because of him and Ami and everything. Like, I've been getting closer and closer to like religious, becoming more like religious wise, like
really?
Trying to keep Shabbat, putting on tefillin.
How so okay, 1 second. That's actually you just.
That's amazing.
You opened up a Pandora's box, and now I'm about to.
We gotta relish it.
Yeah. So you said you started working there. You started working for Avi,
Mm-hmm.
and then is that right around the time you joined Ami?
No, I worked for Avi right before COVID.
Oh, so you were working there for a while.
5 years.
5 years. And then, so you started working there, you said you wanted to work for someone Jewish. So how did you start working there really start getting you close to Judaism?
So my old boss was not Jewish.
Okay.
So when I started working for Avi, I just realized that he's almost as just like me because he's also Israeli.
Yeah.
So, he also, that's what I think he did.
You were able to like relate to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was able to help me out with a few things from there and explain to me things, and not needing to work on Shabbat and stuff like that kind of made it easier for me to realize that working for a Jew is a lot better than working for somebody that's not Jewish.
Okay.
So then I just realized, like, from him, I can, like, grow as a Jew and be,
You felt like he was a little bit of like a mentor to you?
Yeah.
Outside of work?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Because
I
had the same thing when I was in high school. All my rabbis, they were my mentors. They were helping me out a lot because they knew who I was and how I was. I wasn't really religious. I didn't really care too much.
What do you mean you didn't care?
I just did whatever I wanted to do. Not really care about.
So here's my question: was not being religious like a conscious decision, or it was just that you don't care? Like, meaning, was it like I don't want to be religious, or is like I don't care to be religious?
It was more like I didn't want to be religious.
Didn't want to be. Are your parents religious?
No.
Okay. So.
My father, though, did change. He is getting more also closer to keeping Shabbat. He's been keeping Shabbat maybe for the past year already.
What inspired that?
On work. He was also working for somebody not Jewish, and now he works by the house in Jersey, so it's easier for him to keep Shabbat. So I'm happy that he's been,
So you've
Shabbat.
been working with Avi. Shout out to Avi Aronbayev, sponsor Leori Diamonds. Can we put a picture of Leori Diamonds logo right over here, Michelle? Somewhere over here. No, but that's very special, honestly. Sponsor and mentor to Ariel Israelov. So a lot of Akarsa Tov. Just to hear these kind of stories of people who, just look at another Jew and just say like, yo, like I got you, and that's, I think that's something very special. And you hear, I'm saying, Avi, if you're listening to this, I hope you are, you hear firsthand what kind of positive impact you made, on Ariel. And I think that's invaluable, because of this positive impact, you're getting closer to God. You played in Ami, you are going to, have a different style family, different style father, husband, kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they say, like when people are walking, you take one step this way, but after 10 years, you end up. So shout out to Avi and Hanan Aronbayev. We really appreciate your effort. So, okay, so 5 years you were there. Mm-hmm. And then how did you get into Ami? Or Z-League at the time?
So I think it was 3 seasons ago. When I originally joined this league, Benji Yakubov actually is the one that made me sign up to this league.
Okay.
So he came up to me and said, why don't you join this league that we all play in? And I was like, who's we all? I'm like, I don't know anybody there. And he's like, community in Queens, we all play. We, came together, we're playing as a team. And I was like, okay, look, give me the information and I'll contact them and see if they want me to play. And I spoke to Mishpatov. He told me first year it was going to be difficult to get me in. So I had to wait another, for the summer league. Then he got me in. Nobody knew who I was.
Nobody, by the way, he was on my team that season. I mean, I love Yaakov Chaimov, but you were on the list, And I didn't know who you were, so I'm like, okay, I got Yaakov Chaimov, and I passed up on you, and my brother took a chance on you, and
Classic Yehuda. Classic.
I'm gonna throw my brother under the bus a little bit. The first 2 games you sucked. I'm gonna be honest.
So game 1, actually, we played the defending champs, which is Yellow at that time.
Okay.
I actually hurt my ankle in the game, and I couldn't really play so hard because I also had work, and I didn't want to like put basketball and work together.
Okay.
So I was like trying to like play it off a little bit and not play too hard. That's probably why I played so bad.
I don't know. The first 2 games you did not play well. My brother's like, yo, honestly, I took a chance on this kid. He's not good. And then 1 game you balled out. I'm like, yo, Yuda, this kid is the real deal. and then you've just been getting higher picks every season. Your stock has been rising every season. But I
was supposed to pick him up. I was the pick after you.
You were the last pick in the 2nd round that season.
I was tier 2.
You were a tier 2. You were a bottom pick.
He was towards the bottom. I was gonna pick you up. Mickey's like, yo, this kid is good. Pick him up. And then you just like, yeah, I'm not gonna take him. I said, you listen, I'm trade up. I'll offer you something. I want this kid. And then he just took him.
Whatever.
I think Mickey actually. I think he knows me by not personally, but I think he knows of me. That's probably why he said
he
what he
told me
said.
to take you. It was supposed to be
Okay,
you and Mickey.
We'll get to the basketball soon. So you join Ami, you join Z League, and you keep coming back.
Yeah,
So what's your experience like?
I just love the community.
I mean, you're driving in from Brooklyn. You're I think the only guy. You and Tom.
And Ashura on my team, but I bring him.
Yeah, you bring him just because you need a ride.
But what brings me back is just the love, support, and everything behind Ami. Is just I love this thing you guys are building around here. That
we. You're just as much a part of it. People come watch you play.
It's just love about this league and sports.
And I'll tell you why I want to ask you this specific question, because technically you're an outsider from Queens, right? But really you're not. So I just want, you look at the Bukharian community from a Brooklyn perspective, and now you come in and you're with us. So how did that impact you? Like, what did you see that what did you feel you were missing out on? You keep coming back. How did that impact you? What did you feel like you were missing out on? Like, what was the biggest surprise to you when you came to the league and shocked you the most about the community?
How welcoming everybody is. As soon as you come in, everybody's happy to see you, and they'll greet you nicely with respect and everything.
That was important to you.
That was important.
To feel accepted.
Yeah,
belonging.
You thought people were gonna be like, who's this random kid? Go back to Brooklyn.
Yeah, basically.
Did you really think that?
Yeah, but that wasn't the case. So when I got in, it was just all love from everybody.
And that meant a lot to you.
Yeah. So I was like, I enjoy being in this league, and I'm gonna stay in this league.
And you keep coming back, and do you know, I'm going to ask you a question. I don't know if you'll be able to answer it, but in what ways it positively impacted you?
I don't know how to answer that.
Can you try? Would you say it positively impacted you off the court?
Definitely.
Being part of it?
Yeah, definitely.
Friends with Coach Avi.
I mean, we'll get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get to Coach Avi. Coach Avi, I love you. We're going to get to you.
You knew him first as coach.
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, he coached you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But we're going to get there. But I first want to know what about, the basketball league, Ami, impacted you? What did you see and was like, yo, I want more of this. I want to get closer to this. And then work on yourself because of this, because you said it changed you. So now for a person to come to a basketball league, it's very a little bit paradoxical. You join a basketball league and you work on your character. What does one have to do with the other?
Coming into this league, what it really what I feel that it changed me positively is that when you're out of here, not playing in the games, and you're going outside and people recognize you and they say, where are you? You're from Ami, you play in the league and everything. It just shows that people are caring about this league and caring about the community and everything, and we can bring everybody together.
Even if people are not on your team, they care about you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not something you grew up with in Brooklyn, where the community just cares about you just because you're you. It doesn't sound like you have much of a community.
I wasn't really in a Jewish community when I lived in Brooklyn. Mill Basin, yeah, but it wasn't surrounded around Jews. I lived in
So this is a culture shock for you.
Yeah, basically.
That now you walk on 47th Street and you're saying hi to every other guy you see.
Yeah, everybody just recognizes me on the block, and before I didn't even know anybody like that. I just worked there, and now everybody knows me when I'm walking around. So
it's amazing.
Would you say that this helped you connect to let's say Judaism, to your roots
A little bit, yeah, definitely.
How?
It definitely helped me because just I didn't really know much people on the block and stuff like that. And now that me joining Ami, I didn't realize there's so many people that work at 47th Street that play at Ami.
Yeah.
And just by like seeing everybody there and just seeing how happy everybody is when, you know, you see them and stuff like that. They're like, oh, you're from Ami, you played there, you play in the league. It just changed. I don't know. Really.
You don't know how.
I don't really know how to explain it.
So let me ask you a different question. Is there something, I'm going to ask you on a religious level, right? Because you said before the podcast, he said that he was growing. So is there something that from when you started Ami or Z League till now that you've been working on because you were inspired by something or someone in the basketball league? It could be anything. Shabbos, kosher, just being a nicer person, connecting to God, praying, whatever it is.
Yeah, been basically since I joined Ami, since the Z League actually, and everything since I joined it, I've been putting on tefillin.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
I don't know. It just felt like I was more connected to the Jewish community more. So
because of Ami?
Because of Ami. So
Michelle, we're clipping that.
So
we're going to clip that.
One of the greatest moments.
This is going viral. Wherever she is, we're clipping that. We're putting that all over Instagram. That's our campaign. That's when we're building a building. Ariel's face is gonna be on the face.
He's our poster boy now.
We're gonna be he's the new Ami poster child.
It definitely helped me, and I'm also working on eating more kosher.
Okay,
definitely trying to work on that.
Beautiful.
Listen, community is important. Being part of a group of guys.
Support.
Not just a support.
Emotional support, physical support.
On a very basic level, when you're part of a lot of people, you just get influenced and you're just with them.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say a word.
There's a pull.
You're just with them now. You are now part of them. Without even the influence. That's already additionally, which is obviously true also. But obviously, I used to live in Lakewood also. And I was alone. I felt very alone.
Even though you were in a very...
I had a yeshiva there. When I left Kollel and I was working, I felt very alone.
Oh, wow.
Extremely. And there's all around me, my entire block, were very religious people. Very religious people. Good people, but just they weren't me. They weren't fine. I didn't connect with them. And I had all the influence I needed, but yet I didn't feel like I was with them. I came to Queens and all of a sudden I started learning, I started this, and doing way more things just because I was involved with people I felt connected to.
Wow.
And I think, like you said...
honestly, bro, you just gave me goosebumps.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie. No, I'm serious. Honestly, you just rocked me, bro. Like, I got a little bit speechless. Like, I was like just spacing out about...
Amazing.
Bro, we're gonna get you
priceless.
No, I'm serious. I'm not joking. We're gonna get Richie. Get him a pair of tefillin.
I have a tefillin.
Another pair. Another something. Get him something, bro. Get him a swag bag. We're gonna put a picture of you on the front of Ami. You're gonna be in the campaign. Because very few people. No, because I'll tell you why this like hit me in the head is because, like I said last week on the podcast, that Ami is underneath everything as a Kiruv organization. It's a basketball league. You know, it's like the beepers. We were selling beepers, but secretly it was a Mossad operation. Ami is a athletic center that's really a place to bring Bukharian culture back to its roots via tradition, via culture, via religion. Now, we have a guy who literally said that, like, yeah, it worked for me. Like, I was an outsider. I came in. I felt welcomed. I felt loved. I felt connected. And I felt more religious. You literally hit every single box we're going for.
Oh, Hashem. It's amazing.
I'm serious.
He's a walking, living product.
No, and like I have so much love for that because like I'm saying, and anyone on the board who's going to be listening to this, especially people who put their blood, sweat, and tears into this, like Richie and Elon, you know, you put your blood, sweat, and tears, and you get a lot of the negativity. Oh, you rigged that stupidity. But then you hear, but then you hear like a success story, like not that you're some nebuch or whatever, but like you hear someone that like you positively impacted, and like you're just like, yo, this is all worth it. And like when Richie hears this, I said this in the first podcast. Richie's very connected, and he's gonna kill me for saying this, but I said this in the first podcast when Elon Shamsiev was. I'm gonna just reiterate for the people who don't remember. When Elon Shamsiev was sponsoring a team, he put Yad Machayel as his team. I don't know if you remember Gold.
I think so.
You go Mickey, Elon, their team was Yad
last season.
Last year, yeah. They put Yad Machal. So Richie asked me, who's Yad Machal? So I said, Machal is, I have me and his cousin who passed away at 20 years old because of cancer. And so Elon Shamsiv opened up an organization, it's called a loan gemach. It's a free loan society for Jewish people to come if they need money. It's like if you have
no interest.
No interest. Also, like if you don't pay back, like
got it.
It's not tzedakah, but it's a loan gemach, which means if you need a loan, pay back no interest, pay back when you can, blah blah blah. So I said Elon opened that up in memory of Yad Machal, and he sponsored. I was sitting in Elon Elishai. I'm going to say the story again. I was sitting in Elon Elishai's office. Me, Elon, and Richie was sitting over here. Richie started tearing. He's like, that just gave me goosebumps. I love that. You can't fake that kind of emotion. So it's very special. So we at AMI, on behalf of all of AMI, thank you for joining.
Thank you for welcoming.
And at this point, you hinted to me that this would be your last season, but at this point, there's no way this will be your last season.
Is your last season?
No. He was upset.
He's a lifer.
He was upset. Green Team beat him and blah blah blah. No, I'm joking. He thinks it's his last season, but he's here for the long run.
Maybe he doesn't want to play the coach.
Let me ask you a question. Coach was your coach in high school, right? Mm-hmm. Was he a good coach?
Yeah, it was a decent coach.
Would you say that coach made you?
No.
Did you win with him?
Any
you had a winning record?
No.
No winning record. Would you say he's a better?
Had a winning record?
We had in our senior year a winning record, but unfortunately that year was COVID, so
that's cut short.
Yeah, cut short. So
would you say he's a better player or a coach? Teammate? Well, would you say he's a better teammate or a coach?
Coach.
All right.
There you have it, folks.
So basically, if I'm drafting you next year, I shouldn't take him.
Bro, he's gonna go top 2 pick.
I wanna pick coach who says I'm not getting top 2 pick.
1 second. Who says you're picking? Maybe you're gonna win.
I hope I win. I love my team, man.
Okay.
I love my team. I want to win.
What Ariel was saying reminds me a lot. It says in the parasha that we have to not kill, not steal. A lot of these obligations we have one to another. And the Dessler says that notice in America they taught us wrong. They taught us the Bill of Rights. You have the right to vote, freedom of speech, right to bear arms, and everything is about my rights and I'm entitled. I'm entitled to a lot of things. When you go to a stop sign these days, you play like a little game. No, I'm going or you're going, I'm not going or you're going, and everybody's like, big ego. So, but the Torah tells us, no, focus on what you have to do to the other. Don't expect. When you expect, take Shalom Bayit, for example, right? The classic, when the couple comes to me, what do they say? Rabbi, the wife, she doesn't do this, she doesn't do that. I walk home, there's tapachki all over the place, dinner's not ready.
Do you actually hear those stories?
This is Ma'aseh B'chol Yom. What do you mean?
No way. People come to you with and say yo, she leaves her slippers all around. It pisses me off.
Yeah, I come home, dinner's not ready. The kids are not showered. I have to do homework with them.
No.
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at the slipper part.
The guy gets angry because he stumbles on shoes when he gets into the house.
If you're angry with one thing, you get angry about everything.
Yeah, he's already he's like a garbage.
Yeah, you got to share us some of the most wildest complaints from the man or the wife.
Anonymously.
Obviously anonymously.
So they come home with a garbage truck. It's full of garbage from the day, and you just want to dump it. You want to dump it in your house,
okay?
Right? So the smallest thing it takes you off, throws you off.
I know, but I want to hear something that your glasses almost broke when you heard it. Like Rabbi, when I come home, my wife, I don't know, pours water on the floor. Rabbi, when my husband comes home, he throws money in the air and it bothers me. I don't know. I want to hear something spicy.
Something spicy from all the Shalom Bayit cases we had.
I just want to hear a funny complaint.
Well, you always have ladies who, they're going out with their friends and leaving everybody else behind. They're not available when you need them. You have, I know a guy who's so stressed out, coming home, he sits in his car. He gets home from work. He's like, I'm not ready to go in. He sits in his car for half hour, so he can sit on his phone, do his thing. He's like,
no one bothers him in his car.
Yeah, okay, time to go inside. They're already calling me. Where are you? Oh, I'm on the way. He's sitting in his car, it's like his office. Every guy needs downtime when he comes home. You need to like reset yourself. You're switching jobs. You're going from work to now being a father, being a husband. It's the Rav Salanta used to put his hand in the mezuzah and like sit there and like meditate. And like the students came to him like, Rabbi, well, like what kind of kavanas are you having? Like what are you doing? Like in a spiritual thing. He's like, I'm just psyching myself up for my next job. It doesn't just happen like that. You have to be ready for it. But anyways, the point was that in a marriage, right, the Shalom Bayit case, the guy says, Rabbi, my wife does this, my wife does that, she takes me off, and the wife says, oh, well, I'm this, you don't spend time with me, and your phone is more important than me, and you run for your friends, somebody needs something in the community, yeah, you're right there, but for me to help take out the garbage, no such thing, right? Chesed starts at home. And then you have this back and forth, and I said, no, guys, what do you think, how are we going to resolve this? Oh, Rabbi, why should I change? Let her change first. And what does she say? Why should I change? Let him change first, right? And then we get nowhere. And that's this mistake of entitlement. You be a good wife, and then you'll deserve that I'll be a good husband to you. You be a good husband, and then you'll deserve that I should be a good wife. And you're feeling entitled. It's the American style. And the Torah is telling us, no, focus on what you have to do to the other person. And don't expect anything. And then the other person should have also the same mentality. I'll have to do what I need to do, and don't expect anything back. And through this, everyone gets what they need. But if you're busy demanding stuff from each other, Ariel and I were speaking before on a basketball team. I don't get the ball enough. I don't. Guys don't pass it. I'm not scoring anything. I don't feel involved. And you're demanding. Your teammates are going to be pushed away from you. And they're also going to say, I also need the ball. But the guy's like, listen, guys, I'm here for you guys. What do I need to do to make this team better? What's my role? Tell me where to be, and I'm going to do it for you guys. And each guy does the same thing, so we all have a chemistry, we all have a mesh. But everybody's saying there, oh, I only touched the ball 3 times and a half. I only played 20 minutes instead of, So then we blow up the whole team. We blow up the whole team. So that's a very important lesson, and that's what Ami is all about, thinking about the Yenam, thinking about the other guy. Rav Salanta says, Yenam's Gashmius is Maya Ruchnius. Meaning, so much so that I think about the other guy's physicality is my spirituality. That the guy should have, whatever he needs, and the guy should have amenities, and the guy should have, feel like comfortable physically. That is part of my spirituality. That's called Ben Adam L'Chavero. That's called between one person and another. And the last thing I want to mention before I give it to you, Ariel, something that's very, very spoken nicely to me. In the parasha, we have the whole halachot of selling a slave, right? Of a person who's a Jew, who sends off his daughter as a shifcha, as a maidservant. So the Torah says that if a Jew buys another guy's daughter, another Jew's daughter as a maidservant, if he wants, he could marry her or marry off to his son, right? The money that he paid to buy her is automatically a kesef kedushin, as a marriage money. And the sages tell us what's the reason behind this mitzvah. He says because who buys a slave? Person who has money, they need help in the house. And who sells their daughter? Would you sell your daughter as a maidservant? Well, who in their right mind would do that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, right? Okay, I'll sell my car, I'll sell my watch, I'll sell my house, I'll sell my daughter? That's probably like last resort. If you're selling your daughter, probably times are very tough. It doesn't make sense to sell your daughter. So you have a guy who's dirt poor, selling his daughter to make some money, to survive for them, tells his daughter, listen, you got to take one for the team. You got to go and we're going to sell you as a slave. You're going to give parnasa for our family. And the guy who's buying this woman, he's wealthy. He needs help in the house. He has living, whatever it is. And the Torah says, don't worry. The kesef kedushin, it's already covered. The money you gave is the kesef. I want them to get married. I made it easier for them to get married. Why? Because the Torah doesn't want class systems. The Torah doesn't want the rich with the rich and the poor with the poor and get on my level and Dan Kaloni and all this kind of stuff. Exclusive. You're not part of our group. Like he said, Amis, we're all family. We're all together. The Jewish people. It's not Bukharians and Moroccans and Ashkenazim. We're all one. And that unity of thinking about the other person is what are going to give us our hostages back, our Mashiach back. B'ezrat Hashem.
So I just wanted to mention that when you were saying about the Shalom Bayis, the idea, I remember my brother told me that he gives his, maybe I'm going to out him right now, but he gives his daughters a bracha Friday night that you guys should be in a position of giving.
Wow.
And not taking, that you should always be in a position of giving. And that idea, I mean, if you read, for everyone who wants to just have a better quality of life, should read 5 Languages of Love I think it's a must for anyone who wants to get married.
What is it about, basically?
I'll go very 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 briefly, but that
quantum physics.
Don't put us in a blender again.
The idea of 5 languages of love is that every person receives love in 5 different ways. So it goes through 5 different ways. Words of affirmation, that I interpret love as getting compliments. Words of affirmation. Acts of service is like, nah, words are cheap to me. Acts of service, I want to see someone do something for me, right? There's gift giving. It could be sentimental. It could be expensive. Gifts of like, wow, you went out of your way to get something for me and put thought into it. That's important to me.
Is touch one of them?
Physical touch is one of them. Of like, no, but some people need, on a scientific level, that some people need, they say that cortisone goes down when people are, when husband and wife are together, whatever it is. So a hug, a touch, or whatever it is. And the last one is quality time. You can tell me that you love me, you can hug me or whatever it is, but if you can't put down your phone and give me your attention for 20 minutes, then what am I worried? Your phone is more important to me.
My Rebbeim always told me that we have to have date night. Always have
date night, right?
Once a week,
so they say I recommend to every single marriage couple to read this book. They have a test at the end of what your love language is. Everyone has all 5, obviously, but what your top 2 love languages are, of what speaks to you. And here's the best part. Here's the part that people don't understand is that, let's say my love language is acts of service, right? I want to see people, do something for me.
Korochanchik when I come home.
So now the way a lot of people work is that because my love language is acts of service, I think that I show love by doing something for you. But that is not necessarily true, because maybe your love language is quality time.
Right.
So me, getting you a cup of water, you're like, bro, I can get myself a cup of water. Can you just put your phone down when you talk to me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, yo, I can get myself a cup of water, but can you just say like how good I look today? Or like, you know what I'm saying? So just because that's my love language and that's how I show it, that doesn't mean that's your love language and I can show you love, but you won't receive the love and it'll just keep clicking. So the idea, so everyone should really read this. And I remember Rabbi Elephant saying a story of Rav Chaim Shmulevitz. Now, you just need a little bit of a background, because if this story doesn't change your life, seek help immediately.
You don't have a pulse.
You don't have a pulse. Go check yourself into an ER. He says he was saying that Rav Chaim Shmulevitz, and you have to understand the Mir Slabotka, mentality, was not a very loving, affectionate, emotionally expressive mentality. Now, yes, they were emotionally stable, but they weren't expressive. It was very cold. It was very, you come, you learn, you leave. Now, especially in the Mir. So Rav Chaim Shmulevitz, they say, was giving a drasha, giving a Dvar Torah, to a room full of like Rabbanim, 40 Rabbanim. And it was in his house. And he got a knock, and it's very serious. No one talks. The door's locked. No one says anything. He talks, stops, you leave. There's a knock on the door. His wife comes in, puts a cup of tea down. He stops, he takes it, he makes a bracha on it. He stops his shir. He makes a bracha on it, he puts it down, goes, gets up, and he tells his wife, thank you. So one of the Rabbanim are like, listen, like, I'm a little bit surprised. Like that you stopped the shear for a cup of tea to make a bracha, like you literally stop the whole shear, say thank you, whatever. It's not your style. So he looks at him and he's like, this is not a cup of tea. This is a cup of heart. Okay? Meaning you see a cup of tea, I could care less about the tea. It's a cup of heart.
He's giving life now to his wife.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like she was showing me love, and yeah, that's more important than me giving a drasha right now, because I want to give her that affirmation.
Nice.
Even though I'm giving a Dvar Torah to Rosh Yeshivas or whatever it is. No. This is more important. I'm gonna stop the shir, and which is something he never does, and I'm gonna show appreciation, because that's more important to her than giving a Dvar Torah to the Rabbanim.
Beautiful.
And they say even a story with Rabbi Kiva. When Rabbi Kiva came back. It's a Gemara in Ksubis, when he came back from his time learning, he came back with all his Talmidim and his wife. I mean, they were very poor. So his wife, some random woman who was dressed like very poor, came and started kissing his feet, like, oh, wow, you're back. And it says in the Gemara, one of his Talmidim said, like, yo, like, Rabbi, like,
this doesn't go on you.
This is like, yeah, it's a little bit beneath you. Like, why are you letting some random woman, like, start, like, who's not, like, dressed poorly, like, kiss your, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell her, like, Kavod Torah. Rabbi Kiva looks at him like, the hell? It's because of her that you're here today. It's on her zchusim that you have a pulse.
Shaliv shalachem shala.
You know, so I don't remember the exact term, but he was basically saying that it's on her shoulders that you have anything to do with Judaism, life, any pulse or whatever it is. So the idea is to be in a giving position. And I just want to share one more story with Rav Steinman. They say that when Rav Steinman, before he passed away, his wife used to give him 2 servings of fish. You heard about the story?
No.
It's actually a very powerful story. His wife used to give him 2 servings of fish, and his wife passed away. So then his daughters used to make him fish. So the first Shabbos after his wife passed away, whatever it is, the daughter gave him a plate of fish. I think it was salmon. And Rav Steinman was like, no, I don't want it. So she's like, what do you mean? You used to have 2 plates of fish. I thought you like it. He's like, I don't like fish.
Wow. He did it just for her.
So, I mean, the story ends there, but the real story is right after that, is that he never liked fish, but he would ask for seconds just to make his wife feel happy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He never liked fish. He didn't care for it, but he would have doubles.
I heard a crazy story. Moshe Feinstein once went to someone's house in some middle of America place, right? They don't know who the rabbi is. They just heard great rabbis coming. So he was there Friday night, and the woman, the wife, she made a crazy meal, right? Big rabbis coming, you make a crazy feast. And she puts all the food in front of him. Now, he's Moshe Feinstein, he's not eating. So maybe a little bit he's done, you know?
Right.
He literally puts his entire, he fills up his entire plate and just starts chomping down like crazy. And someone looks at him and is like, what are you doing? He's like, listen, she worked so hard, she doesn't know I don't eat, so I'm going to make her feel happy and eat. You know, and that's why I'm overweight. But
you're a big giver.
I listen. My wife cooks. I make sure I eat everything.
But
But in reality, you gotta make people proud about what they do. Big shout out to Ariel Israelov.
Huge shout out, honestly. Huge shout out.
Inspiring us. Your story will inspire a lot of people. I also want to say on another note,
Michelle, one second. I'm sorry to cut you off, Michelle, but I'm telling you, I want a cutout of that before. Then you can go
We'll
back.
get a real cutout of Ariel.
Big shout out, guys. To, on the same note, big shout out to the rest of the league. We just ended the first round of playoffs. Honestly, I thought there was going to be a lot more hostilities.
Shalom.
I think we grew a lot as a league.
Yes.
I think we grew a lot as a league where we respect one another. We respect the game. We respect that, hey, one's going to win, one's going to lose. And it's nice to see. It really is. I was looking at the chat this week. It's nice to see. It's nice to see when teams lose, shake hands. Hey, whatever. Great it's game. Not a big deal. Great game. Yeah, maybe for the first hour it stings, but already we're moving on. Okay, it's not the end of the world.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Coach Avi was a little bit upset after the game after we lost. Me, my brother, Ney Rafael, whatever. We all went out to eat after. We saw him. Me and Coach Avi were laughing. Amazing. He's saying yeah, we lost. You know what I'm saying? In the heat of the moment, you're upset. You lost or whatever it is, but 10 seconds later, we're all eating at a Burgers Deluxe, Burgers Plus, whatever it's called. And he's laughing with us. You know what I'm saying? Ariel Pinchas was there laughing with us. So
life goes on.
Life goes on. And I think that there's this level of camaraderie that's being created, like you said, level of community. It's not just a basketball league. You know what I'm saying? There's friendships being made. There's laughter being made. Everyone's saying hi to each other. You go walk into the gym during a game, you're literally saying hello to every single person you walk by. You know what I'm saying? It used to be you come in, you watch the game, you leave. Or you come in, you play, you leave. But now you have to say hello to every single person until you get to your bench.
Bukharian problems.
Bukharian problems, whatever. But with that being said...
And with that, we're going to get into our analysis. Week number 2 of the playoffs. Again, we're not doing the rankings anymore. We're doing analysis. And the reason why we're not doing rankings anymore, it's irrelevant. At the end of the day, last night, who was it? E had an interview with me, or Coach Avi, right after our game. We won, of course. And, he asked me, yo, what you got? Honestly, I said, listen, got him in this one. That's the bottom line. I learned this the hard way. As a competitive person, it's something that I never, ever want to say, and I never want to acknowledge, and I never want to bring into the game. Right? Because I want to win, right? I want to push myself. I want to score. And you realize that just certain things, look at Wemby. The guy was playing as probably he's the face of, no, I'm not talking about our Wemby. I'm talking about the Wemby.
Oh, the NBA.
The NBA, the OG Wemby. He was going to be the face of the NBA, and his career is in jeopardy now.
Why was that?
He had a blood clot in his shoulder. He's out for the season.
No way.
He's out for this year.
Definitely,
When was
definitely.
this?
And it might be, I think Chris Bosh had a problem like this. This is like,
No, that was a heart problem Chris Ross had.
he had a pulmonism also from a blood clot in his lungs.
Yeah.
It was worse,
Not in
but
his lungs, in his heart.
lungs.
Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter.
I looked it up today.
This was this week?
This is like 2 days ago, yeah.
Wow.
So he's out, and I was telling this to my team. I was like, "Listen, you need to try. We need to all learn from Jason, right? To me, he's the epitome of work hard and you'll be successful. But at the same time, right, you got to acknowledge the fact that God gives us the opportunity to try and to be successful. Because look, you can get one injury or whatever it is, and you're done. So I do want to acknowledge that. But with that, we're getting to our analysis. The first game of the week is going to be the most important game of the week.
Dramatic.
The most dramatic game of the week. The most intense game of the week. Probably a mini finals, I should say. Black versus green. Rabbi, what are your thoughts on this game?
I think this is what everybody wanted. I obviously didn't want Gray to lose, but everybody wanted Gray to lose. But now the people got what they wanted. We're going to see, it's going to be a show. It's literally going to be a show. It's going to be a lot of emotions running. I think we all know Black can dominate and can deliver. The question is, do they have all their pieces together? Will they have all their pieces together? I know they have a little bit of injuries. Jason obviously is going to deliver. I think they're super hungry from last season, what Green did to them, and they're coming back with a vengeance. You know, David Nictalo and Jason Abraham they have like, they're like a bull. When you agitate the bull, you know, they see red in their eyes, you know. So I think they're gonna come really hard. Green has to play their pieces right. Green has to listen to Coach Ari, and listen. The Green's the only people who could do this stuff. Green's the only people. They are the kryptonite, the Black team, and it's a matter of they play the moves right and they the scheme right. I think they could pull it off again. Honestly, I really think they could pull it off again and beat Black. I think it's Black's games to lose.
So you think Black is favored?
Yeah, Black is definitely favorite. Green this year,
13-1.
Green.
That's on the point of 13-1. You guys beat them this year. You beat them last year.
Green's been a little bit shabby lately. Again, that has to do with missing players and sicknesses and injuries, whatever it is. But I think a full Black team and a full Green team, it can go either way. Black is definitely the favorite. You know, they always have the ability to deliver. If Green plays it right, they could definitely beat them. But I think Black is going to go. If you ask me, I think Black is going to be in the final. I think this is the final. This is Black's one shot to lose. But if they go all the way, they're going all the way. I think that's.
Do you think Green is the only thing in the way right now?
Yeah, I think Green is the biggest hurdle they have.
Listen,
You're
Green
putting
is
too much pressure on me.
There's no pressure. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Black is a good team,
But
guys.
Green just had a huge win.
Yeah.
What do you say about Avi Yakubov? Is he still the coach after you beat him again?
Why wouldn't he be?
He's dethroned?
It's the battle of the coaches, and every time
I'm not
Ari
a coach.
seems
So now we call Avi. No more coach.
Can we
no.
call him coach? I mean, you beat him twice this year. He beat you this year on a trade. You beat him last year in the playoffs where it counts. You beat him this year in the playoffs where it counts.
Playoff Green is a different Green than the season Green. You know, they cut out all the monkey business and they put the chimadon on
Did you
the
guys
table.
have a good game versus Purple? It was a very low scoring game.
Yeah. Our motto in our chat is that we suck on offense, but we make you suck more.
Oh,
That's
You know what's funny? When I said on the podcast,
that's how it's a pinned message. Like, and Aviad Gore was like, honestly, bro, guys, we suck, but we just make the other team suck more.
I spoke
that's our
about
MO.
how Green had the best defense statistically, and right after that, coach texted me. He's like, "Bro, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't have analytics. You don't know stats."
and then
I showed him the points against. He's like, "Oh, I didn't see that." And he's like, "Yeah, but they're not good defensively. They just look good." I'm like, "Okay, you're playing them next. Go prove us wrong."
it was a very low scoring game.
And they scored 41 points.
That's nothing.
So
That's nothing.
there's your answer.
I have Black unless Green improves themselves.
What do you think?
Who's gonna win between Green and Black? I think it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be like a finals, but I think Black might take this just because Jason is hungry for this one.
Yeah, he's hungry, man.
Bro, he
Jason's
came in with a
hungry.
black sweater.
I'm going on Black team for this one because I know Jason's definitely hungry for this win. He wants that chip. He's been chasing it, and I think this is gonna be his year.
Opa.
And if
If you guys eliminate them, then
if they eliminate us, do you think any other team?
I think Red's gonna give them a problem.
Okay.
They
Red-
gave him a problem. They
Red
did.
is a very tough team. they're definitely going to give them a problem. But Jason is going for this. He's definitely going to do his best to win this.
Okay. So
Gonna be a crazy game.
Next game.
Game number 2. White versus light blue. With Leo versus Yochananov. What do you think about that game?
It's really, I think White might take this game just because overall they have the better team. They have Eli Yakubov, they have Leo, they have Avi. They just have a good team working around them, and everybody knows their role in that team. And light blue, really, they just focus with Yochananov. You remove Yochananov from the game, and light blue doesn't have a chance.
You went to a finals with him.
I was on his team.
As a rookie.
As a rookie. No, I think it's going to be a very good battle. But I just think White's going to win that one.
Yeah, I agree. I think White's favored. I think they have the strength.
You think they would win more than 10?
It's possible.
I think it's possible. You know, one thing about your team, you guys had a lot of strength and a lot of weight, but you didn't have athleticism to match up with Yochananov.
Yeah.
They have Leo.
Yeah.
You know, they have Normato. He's more strong, but Leo's athletic.
Yeah.
You know, he can be right in the way of Yochananov. He can jump with him.
Right.
You know, and I think that they have a good shot to beat them. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's going to win. Game number 3. Red versus
I'm
teal.
sorry, I meant to do this before. I just want to give a big shout out to one guy on my team, Ariel Mordechaiv, who I meant to say this before, but I forgot.
Very out of the blue.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying I meant to say it before. Yeah, I meant to say it before.
Spoke
But
up.
he's secretly the heart of our team.
Wow.
He's like the guy on our team that's always motivating everybody. Like,
Really?
Yeah. He's a quiet guy when you meet him in person. But
He's a great kid.
on the group chat, he's
And he hustles, man. He's a very underrated player.
very underrated player. Yeah.
Good player, good defender also. Game number 3, red versus teal. Another big match. Your brother, obviously, the other coach, is versing the, I don't want to say it yet, but probably DPOI, Gabi Khafizov. I think right now, the way it is, I think red is favored. I think that teal's got they're running. They figured it out. I don't want to say they figured it out, but they figured out that they need to run to win, and they're doing that at a high level. Now, red is good at transition defense, very good at it. So can that translate? Can they figure out red? It's not just, you can't just game plan, hey, just run against red. It's got to be a little more methodical. You know what I mean? So I think red is favored.
They also live and die by the 3.
Red. So that is a strength that Navy has, that Teal has. You know, they can play a 3-2. You know, they have Alex and Neilbayev down low. I think that might be enough to stop red. And they just play a 3-2. They can stop them. They hustle. These young kids they have, they know how to run. They're very good with the defense and similar to blue, to Navy. They have that potential. So I think it's going to be a good game. I think red is favored. I think I would give it to red.
Moscow. And the last game?
You think your brother has a shot?
Yeah. I mean, listen, red's a great team, but I really respect to red. No disrespect, but I'm calling teal.
Wow. Listen, I think if Nate Ilyabayev and Alex Katanov can really step up, because Gabi Khafizov is going to be flying for boards. Mike Drive, right? They're there. If they can really set the tone of, hey, this is our paint, I think the red is going to have problems.
It's a lot of mental stuff too.
Yeah, a lot of mental
Feeling
stuff.
of the pressure of, whoa, these guys are
Listen,
big.
And like you said, Teal has a lot of
a
championship
lot of
experience.
championship experience.
Benji Yakubov, if you need a 3, he has ice in his veins. He'll hit it.
Nate Ilyabayev has a ring. Yuda has a ring. Igal has 4.
They won't shy away.
They got enough to
How
hand
many
it
does
out.
Red have? Is this their first playoff appearance? Alex Akirov, yes. Mike Drive is a rookie. Mike Kalantari, well, he won with yellow.
He won.
right?
No, he didn't. He came to the season after because Avia left.
And they didn't even make the playoffs.
They didn't make the playoffs.
Newbies, a lot
Dayanayev
of
was a
newbies.
rookie.
Daniel's okay. Who else?
Shmuel
We went to the finals with me one year.
went to the
We didn't win.
finals. And who else? Gabi Khafizov, I went with me to the playoffs one
And
season.
you guys lost.
And we got lost
on
by
the
one.
infamous
3
3 missed layups.
Yeah.
So they don't have good playoff records right now. That's an interesting take. I think it's going to be a closer game than I originally thought. Yeah, I think that it's going to be a very close game. We'll see what happens. And on to game number 4. Yours truly, orange versus yellow. The oranges versus the bananas. Who's going to win?
Orange versus the bananas.
Ha'etz or Adama?
It's all right. Then honestly,
I'm just so tempted after I win to just press a button and like 100 oranges fly to the ceiling.
honestly, it's a good question because I'll tell you like this: the yellow doesn't really have the physical. You guys showed up differently yesterday. You and Tom finally played big.
Yeah.
Before Tom, I love you, Tom, but you played like a point guard before, soft like Charmin.
No, Tom was Tom.
But Tom, you were going on. When you hit the deck, I'm like, yo, Orange not losing. When I saw Tom hit the deck for a loose ball, I'm like, they're not losing.
He was hustling.
Yeah, he was hustling.
He was hustling. Tom was a big factor last night.
So, and also you first play of the game, you put your head down, got right to the rim, and just put the ball right in first play of the game.
Tom also woke up on the chat.
But
he's been very involved.
But yellow is going to be a lot more physical than gold.
Yeah.
A lot. So you and Tom are really it's gonna be a lot of chest bumping like into each other, if you know what I mean. But who do I think is gonna win that game? I don't know. It depends if Gabby's healthy.
Well, Gabby had pneumonia and
Unfortunately,
played. He had 0 points in the first half. The guy couldn't breathe. He had big shots at the end of the game to really help us with the win. But again, thank God we had Tom. And you know what? We didn't need Gabby as much because we played a team that didn't really have a center. Michal was a center. He's good. He got a little winded, and they didn't have anyone else. Wemby is tall, but he's not a center.
Just moving around.
But shout out to him. He played amazing. He did not. He, by the way, is really, if he has a scoring center, you can't stop them because he will hit every shot from the free throw, from the elbow jumper. So every time a center steps up, it's a problem. You know, so next year, this guy, if he's on a good team, they're going to be scary. Wemby is a high tier 2 pick, in my opinion.
I hear. So yellow versus orange, I don't know. It's a toss-up, honestly. You guys
They beat us by, I think, 1 point.
I think it's a toss-up.
Oh, they beat us on that game when we had 3 attempts for the game winner.
Yeah.
And there were clear fouls, and the refs were just like, screw it.
I really don't know, honestly. It's 50-50. I could flip a coin and tell you who's the favorite. That's more or less what
Yo,
it's
show me some love, bro.
Okay, orange. I'm saying I'm going for you guys. Okay, I love yellow. I love all my brothers on yellow. Eliran, I love you, but Zachy, we share the same last name, so his mom's gonna call me. You don't vote for my son. This that.
There you have it, folks.
So 1 second, just right before we end, from the 8 teams remaining, who do you have 3 teams in the finals?
Black, green, and red.
Black, green, and red. And who do you have? Who would you choose for MVP? And you could honestly, you're one of the only people that came on the podcast, and you could say yourself.
I wouldn't say myself. I believe Jason does deserve it.
No, but 3 people.
3 people. I would say Jason, me, and I would say Mike Drive. I think
Mike Drive
from Red Team.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough credit. He led a team.
He has the second most threes or third most threes in the league.
Wow,
It's
he's
Jason,
up there.
Eitan, and him are the top 3 3-point
He
shooters.
led a team to a 9-4 record.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then for DPOY, who gave you the heart? I mean, DPOY is different, but I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. Who's top 3 for DPOY?
Definitely Gabi Khafiso, Johnny Borokhov, and I would say forgot his name.
Come on, bro.
He plays for. Honestly, I forgot his name. Give me 1 second. Ariel Benchasov, my teammate.
Oh,
He deserves it.
I like it.
You forget your teammate's name.
You blanked on that one.
I blanked on
So
that
you
one.
saw his face, but he didn't say his name.
You blanked. Who gave you the hardest time?
Johnny
Borokhov.
Yeah, he
kept me for 14 points.
He was annoying.
The problem is they
In a
don't.
good way.
They
In a good
only
way,
look
yeah.
at blocks in this league. In the NBA also. When was the last time a guard won it? Marcus Smart. That was the last time. You know, Rudy Gobert wins every year because he's just so tall. You know, so it's for a guy like Johnny Borokhov, it's very hard to win.
Yeah. I mean, Danny won 2 times.
Yeah.
I think Danny's a great defender. I think Danny gave you a hard time.
He did, but he had help.
That was the no. He did have help. That was the scheme. It was a scheme. He did have
No,
help.
but Danny is a great defender.
He's a great defender, but for the playoffs game, he had a lot of help,
and it was by design.
and it worked.
So whatever. Anyways, honestly, Ariel, thank you for coming.
Thank
You
for
inspired
having
me. I'm going into the shops
On a high.
on a high. I appreciate it. And stay tuned for next week.
Good luck to everyone else.
Shabbat shalom.
Watch it.